User has selected an archival data package. This package contains outdated, updated, and extended information. Program post-analysis launch approval or denial is required prior to data audit. Post-analysis launch approved. Now launching 021519 Just Destiny.
This needs to be talked about. Now, I know Just Destiny you're watching the video, because let's be honest, you're a petty prick. And in the past I've said I wasn't going to start any commentary drama.
Some true colors are starting to show here, Destiny. You may not be a pedophile, but you're definitely using explicit imagery on the basis that it'll generate clicks.
The issue isn't that anyone sees him as a pedophile himself. The issue is that he is putting pictures of 12-year-old girls in crop tops in his videos and making money off of people clicking that thumbnail because they see a middle schooler in some skimpy clothing.
These are obviously jokes, and anyone with half a brain should be able to see that.
It makes me have to ask this question, like, do you touch kids?
A bitch came out of hibernation just to pop a cap in your ass. Be honored. Sup, cunts? Now, if you're familiar with my content, you'll understand what I'm referencing when I say that this video is going to be touch delight style. We're not talking about the accusations, we're not talking about what triggered it. We're talking about the straight facts, and how the person reacted after everything that happened, all the bullshit. Because this situation's almost one and the fucking same. Now, if you're not caught up with the Just Destiny Lieutenant Cobra situation, I recommend going to find every other bitch's video about this, because I'm not going to be going over the entire goddamn thing. It's way too long, way too drawn out. Every motherfucker's making a video about it. Some links might be in the description to the backstory. There's a lot of videos, so it won't be many. However, if you're out of the goddamn blue, I recommend catching up, so you'll be kind of in the loop. The lightest amount of background I'm going to give you is this. Just Destiny, or JD as I'm going to refer to him throughout this entire video because his name is too goddamn long to say every single fucking time, is a 1.7 million subscriber channel. Lieutenant Cobra, at the time, was a 2.8 thousand subscriber channel, and he's 15. Just Destiny is 20. Now, why I say this is because you're going to see this offset balance and maturity be a common theme here. Because even though this man puts his maturity, his ego, his fucking realization of the real world on such a high pedestal, you're going to find that it's kind of ironic. Because this kid, in my opinion, dealt with this entire thing way more maturely than he did. Now, how did he conduct himself? He did the worst thing you could do and highlight this non-issue. He copyright striked the video. He took that motherfucker down. And unless you're not familiar with the commentary community, oh, ho ho, that is not something you do. JD, your entire plan of attack set you up to be the villain, not the victim. You basically shot yourself in the foot when someone told you walked funny. And JD thinks this was justified. Oh, he has this complete, entire, head up his ass notion that this was the right thing to do. And I don't think there's anybody gonna convince him otherwise. YouTube is already trying to censor us. We don't need someone from the inside trying to censor us. That is a direct offense to everything the commentary community stands for. And you just decided to fuck up that trust that we had in you to keep that mindset in check. And in the essence of it, yeah, you're right. You said you didn't condone the actions of these girls. You said you didn't like what they were wearing. You said you didn't like what they were doing. And I'm gonna be real with you, dude. I wanted to defend you. I want to defend you. Because at the end of the day, yeah, a pedophile accusation is not the best thing to have in your record. But every time someone made you look good, every time you had maybe just one upstep in this situation, you opened your goddamn mouth. You just couldn't shut the fuck up, could you? And that's also how you ruined your ass. You need to learn how to be humble, bitch. That'll take you far. Seriously, your level of ego and self-grandeur is fucking fascinating. How can someone trying to portray themselves as the victim of a situation be so cocky in the process? You say he's cocky? Look at a mirror. Because you obviously are self-reflecting. And it ain't a good look. Seriously, shit like this does not give you a pass to be an asshole. And you constantly touting about you being harassed and being bullied? I'm sorry, I got no better words to say. I'm gonna let Levi Websurf take this one because holy fuck, I can't say it better myself.
I thought this was the commentary community. Is this like your first day in and shit happens all the time?
Now for the rest of the video, this is gonna be just a response of everything he said in the Charm Skull interview. If you haven't heard of Charm Skull, please, links are in the description to her channel. She's an amazing interviewer, mostly interviews people in the commentary community. She's really chill. Go check her out. However, if you want to listen to the whole thing, please, I advise you to do that. I'm just going to be showing little bits and pieces of it, especially main talking points that I just want to rebuttal, and times where I just want to just goof on the guy. Because that's what we're here for. Making pieces of shit look worse. Now let's Philly D this bitch and jump into it.
But what really triggered me was when he went to my stream. I was live streaming. He donated $1 and called me a pussy.
Oh. He called you a pussy? Looks like you need to grow some thicker skin, dude. Again, roll the clip.
I thought this was the commentary community. Is this like your first day in and shit happens all the time?
And he's right, dude. You are a pussy-ass coward. No matter how many times you try to say it, you didn't address the situation like a man. You ran to other people to try to clear your name. You tried as hard as possible to cover your ass. And we'll get more to him desperately trying to cover his ass in a second. But goddamn, dude. I probably have bigger balls than you. Seriously, dude. If you get this triggered by someone calling you a pussy, I'm surprised you've lasted this long on the internet. Fucking A. He called you a pussy because you blocked him, too. You blocked him? You're trying to resolve a situation and you block the person? You say, oh, I'm trying to talk to him, but you block him. Just for a mere lol in your chat. Boy, seriously, just starting and you're not saving yourself at all.
Like, just the way he's typing and sending this message implicates that he doesn't want to talk anything out. He doesn't want to talk anything out. He just wants reaction. You see how every little thing that I tweet or say, he retweets it and puts it on his page? You know, it's like he's obsessed with me, and he's gotten his other friends to be obsessed with me too. He's arrogant, he's cocky, and I've seen kids like him just all my life get away with stuff like this, spreading around rumors, whether it be from school or a job. Like, I hate it. I fucking hate it.
So remember when I said maturity is going to come into play? And now do you remember Lieutenant Cobra's age? If you're over 15, I want you to remember the time when you were 15. You were an insufferable motherfucker, weren't you? They're just kids. They're doing the things that kids do. They haven't even gotten to high school yet. Do you think, at all, logically, that they're gonna react how a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old would react to something so dire in your case? Of course not. Sounds like somebody has a vendetta. Huh. Did you get bullied as a kid? Did the boys not treat you fairly in school? Oh. Pobrecito.
In his mind, he believes it's a false strike. I explained to him that...
Go ahead and explain to everyone else. How is this not a false copyright strike?
Alright, so I was confused on that until I picked his brain a little. Basically, bottom line is, it's not about that I took down the video initially, it's about the way I took it down, how I took it down. You know, in my mind, I was like, why would I allow someone to use my content from my channel, you know, that takes a lot of time to edit, to propagate an idea of me being a sexual predator.
Now this is the part that really fucking gets me. Now if you watch commentators, you know by now the fucking definition of fair use by hand. You should fucking know that in that description there is no asterisk to, oh, the fucking context matters though. No, that's nowhere. That ain't anywhere. Your claim still isn't viable, no matter what context it was put under. At the end of the day, if you wanted to strike it that goddamn bad, you should have fucking done it under harassment and libel. It makes sense.
And not a lot of people from like the medium or large, or I guess in your case, no one above like 50K is doing a video on like your situation with LT Cobra.
Right.
Because to them, I guess like it's not worth it.
Now I said this earlier and I'm gonna say it again. She's right. Like at that time, no one really cared. It was all really for views or clicks or something. Something to just get them back on the map or some shit like that. Smaller channels really vie for like any topic that they can discuss. Little or big, true or false, doesn't matter. However, he highlighted the issue. He brought attention to it. At the end of the day, he screwed over himself. Not to make him look like a pedophile, just to make him look like an asshole.
So,
And I have plenty of copyright claims. Plenty.
Well, yeah,
but
I imagine.
You see, the thing is, those situations aren't on this scale. This is a false equivalence because no one is over here accusing someone of being a sexual predator.
And that doesn't justify your actions. I don't care how many strikes you goddamn have. That ain't okay.
And it's not about only words, it's the way you say words.
Yeah.
Based on his tone of the video, the way he was wording certain things, I could tell that he did not like me. Way before this.
Now, I've been watching this community for a damn long time, and I know for a fact what vintage British commentary sounds like. And he was creating a vintage British commentary video. Sure, he admitted that he didn't like you. Honestly, I don't blame him. But unless it was said at the beginning of the video, you don't take vintage British commentary seriously. It's typically always just for the jokes, my guy.
I would have waited until there was actual substantial evidence or something.
Right.
I wouldn't see that video and say, okay, well, where's your evidence? Or you're calling him a sexual predator, a pedophile. You're saying he's sexualizing these kids. How do you know? Do you have proof of intent?
Exactly. Exactly. There was no evidence. There was no proof against you. You took something that you could have totally just swept under the rug and made this not ever happen at all, and you turned it into a fucking shit show. You could have handled this way better if you just made a commentary response video and just put a highlight of every single time you said that you don't condone what these girls are wearing, what these girls are doing, how these girls are showing their bodies at such a young age. Like I keep saying, you fucked yourself over. No one fucked you over more than you fucked yourself over. Now this fucking made me laugh. I'm gonna play these 2 clips consecutively. Watch how he decides to so desperately make a raft in the fucking 900-foot deep lake that he's drowning in.
If this was actually a problem, and I was actually sexualizing kids, doing everything you're telling me I'm a pedophile, okay. And here's the thing, pedophiles, okay, you could be sexually attracted to kids, but that doesn't mean all pedophiles act on their impulsions.
But
Questions? Do you have any other questions? We could hit on a lot of different things. Like I can still explain.
I don't really know what else to ask you.
He is so desperate to save his own ass that he starts defending pedophiles. Like, what the fuck? And at the last clip, oh, I can explain more things. I can talk about, no one wants to hear it. You've said everything that you needed to say. You don't need to cover your ass up that much. Honestly, thank that woman for cutting you off, because if you kept going on that tangent, you would have made yourself look way worse than you already do. Defending pedophiles? Really? To save yourself? If you're saying you're not a pedophile, why do you need to defend pedophiles? You dumbass. So for the rest of this interview, they just kind of went off and talked about several different things. However, the end of this video made me cringe so goddamn much that here's something that I'm gonna call the punchable face compilation, and this is gonna make you hate him as much as I do. Enjoy.
I hope, Cobra, if you are watching this right now, I hope you change when you're an adult, because you're not gonna make it out in the real world, the adult world, if you have that attitude. If I had plans of doing a face reveal, not anymore. Maybe towards like close friends I've met online, but
I have
that's
a couple friends who never
I can't.
plan on.
For all they know, I could be some fat white dude from South Africa who grew up in a remote village next to a lot of kudu people. That's all, like, it's possible. So, you know, or I could be some rich dude in Silicon Valley right now in a high-tech mansion. Who knows? You guys will never know unless I want you to, and that's the beauty of it. In this regard, I have the power. I think I'm just different. Because, see, I come from the real world. People are actually condoning this type of behavior, like Keemstar and all these, I guess, supposed adults in the commentary community actually supporting this kid. Listen, guys, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Look within yourselves. Like, what are you doing?
Jesus fucking Christ. Some people, am I right? So at the end of the day, people are gonna still keep being retarded. But Destiny, save yourself. Find a different community. Because for damn sure, we don't want you here with the title of commentator. You lost that privilege. Now sit down, be humble, and grow a pair.
So what the fuck happened next? Yeah, no, cut, no, we already saw that. We're fine. So if I remember correctly, I said that JD did an interview with Keem, and that did not smooth over well with many people. So if you wonder why people were not, well, happy with this interview with Keem, let's just pop this up.
It makes me have to ask this question, like, do you touch kids?
Oh my god. Really?
But do you? Do you touch kids?
Keem, stop.
Homie was pissed. So because of this question, Keem ended up losing almost 4,000 subscribers. Now, Drama Alert is a huge channel, so for him to lose 4,000 subscribers, that's not too bad. But Keem was still pissed. He was pissed. So, like I said, after the sub loss, Keem got pissed. So he went into the group chat called the NCO, which originally is a group chat to help commentators without the aid of Keemstar. Kind of ironic that Keemstar enters a chat made for Keemstar to not be in, but regardless, Keem asks for help on doing an investigation on JD, just to, like, you know, see if they can dig up more shit on him. Just, you know, just to see if that question was valid, I think. A few did join the investigation. That is the part that gets them into hot water later. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. So first, the investigation was on the legality of the strike, seeing if that law firm was real, which was confirmed by Nicholas Diorio. It was not. But after that was cleared up, the narrative shifted somewhere dark. It turned into finding out if JD was actually a pedophile because of the fact that he likes to keep his anonymity and not show his face. So are all people who not show their face in the community pedophiles? No, I don't get the reasoning for that either, but okay. So somewhere early on, Nick jokes about getting this known swatter, doxer, and self-admitted pedophile to join the investigation. It was a joke because Nick got doxed by this known doxer. Keem took it seriously and actually got him in this investigation. He didn't tell the NCO, so only the few members that were involved knew that he was there. Keem then tries to get JD's IP. Two ways.
One, we know that he tried to get his IP from a Skype resolver, but then he also said he was going to possibly attempt to get his IP from a tracker link.
It makes me have to ask this question, like, do you touch kids?
Oh my
However,
God.
it was something
Really?
that crossed his mind.
But do you? Do you touch
Keem
kids?
was very determined to
Keem,
get
stop.
his fucking actual identity. In the end, he finds nothing. However, they do get a lead on a name that turns out to later be not his name, but they find something under that name. They find this 30-year-old man who is currently in prison for being a sex offender. As many of you know, JD is 20 and currently uploading videos, so he's definitely not in jail. Many people who are from the NCO, who was like listening in on this, was thinking and saying, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to get his docs. But they still involve themselves in some type of investigation and find out as they scroll through his socials that he said the N-word when he was 12. Keemstar Daniel decides that he was going to threaten JD with his docs, send him his docs on the grounds that he was a racist. When he was 12. So Nick, obviously being the smart kid he is with these sensitive situations, he recorded everything. He documented everything. He took screenshots of everything. He got a lot. So he made an entire, almost an hour-long video of the situation, and I'm going to link that in the description because he does a way more in-depth summary of what we have just went over. If you have not watched that already, I highly recommend it because it's very interesting. But since the video came out, the NCO disbanded because they took a lot of heat for allowing this to happen. Many members took the blame for allowing this to happen, even though they weren't even involved, so it was promptly just gotten rid of. Which was sad. I actually kind of wanted to be in the NCO as an early commentator. That was actually one of my goals, so that's depressing, but it happened. Hashtag thanks, Keem. But one of the many people who were blamed for all of this was the NCO leader, Tro, the Right Opinion. And we had an interview with him on RFC After Hours after this whole debacle happened, and he does say he regretted it. I asked him myself, and you can watch it right now.
So he asked if it was a mistake on your end to let Keem in the chat in the first place, and if you blame yourself for this to an extent as the leader of the NCO.
Yeah, I was definitely a fucking mistake, and I kind of just didn't perceive it as a big threat at the time, because it was basically, we had him in before. He was a shitlord. He tried to kick everyone. We thought it's probably gonna be like that again. It's just not worth it. It's not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It won't give you the correct result. Even if it does prevail and nothing happens, you can't risk it. It's not worth the risk. You have to stop it early on before it manifests into anything else. And that's a principle that I've lived by and preached a lot of my time. But at the same time, I sometimes let that slip because I get scared of the confrontation that might have to appear before that. Because if it plays out and nothing happens, I might have to confront anyone and deal with any of the fucking shit. But sometimes it doesn't play out, and then someone's getting fucked over, and I know that I could have done more, and I could have. I really could have. And so on that behalf, yeah, it was my failure. It was my fucking failure.
At the end of the day, we should learn this. The ending of the first video title is true. YouTubers should not play cops. Why? Because it can only go south. If you have evidence of something illegal, or you have a hunch, take your findings to the local police of that person. Have them handle it. And if they do nothing, send it to the FBI. And if they do nothing, well then I guess it's not, you know, valid in the eyes of the law, and you're just stuck with some type of vendetta. I'm sorry, but that's just how it works. Don't go be playing cops. Cause the bad boys are not coming for anybody. You just look stupid. Anyway, fuckers, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you, motherfuckers, in the next one. Keep stargazing. Rip at it. But keep stargazing. See ya.